Across the United States and Canada, many Native nations are rethinking their systems of governance. The Native Nations Institute's extensive research and on-the-ground technical assistance form the foundation of our new Constitutions Resource Center, a dynamic online resource for Indigenous citizens and allies who are interested or engaged in constitutional reform processes at whatever stage.
For the most part, having all of that information in one place would have been a lot easier because you can see kind of the start from finish and the application. Tribes are their distance in geography and culture and language, but we all suffer the same kind of issues and we all have kind of, the same governance issues when you look at it.
The most fundamental rules by which a nation and its people intend to work together to achieve their goals. The Constitution lays out those rules. It's about who you are as a people, how you intend to make decisions, which relationships to the land, to the spirit world, to each other, to other nations are most important. What is it you're trying to protect?
Free to the public, the Constitutions Resource Center provides online account holders with educational resources that address critical Constitution-related questions that are divided into 4 categories. Defining examines traditional governance systems that can inform contemporary Indigenous governance. Developing surveys a wide range of Indigenous constitutions. Changing reviews various reform processes that Native nations have used to change their written constitutions. Living highlights how Indigenous citizens engage with and uphold their constitution after reform. The Constitutions Resource Center is designed for citizens working toward governance reform, students who are eager to learn more about Indigenous constitutions, and researchers who are seeking a constitution database. Registered account holders can analyze questions such as, what is a constitution? Why are some Native nations creating written constitutions or changing those they already have?
Constitution is like the birth certificate of a nation. And in this Constitution, it will define how you function, how you operate. So for Standing Rock, our first Constitution was in 1914, and that was formed so that they could have a unified voice.
And as you were speaking, I was getting this picture in my mind of a shield, that a constitution should be like a shield. But that shield, to me, shouldn't be a big shiny shield that's really pristine and looks like it's never been taken out of the case. To me, it should be all dented, and it should show your battle scars. Because to me, your constitution should live through all of those, to be able to take the sideways hits, to be able to stand up to the arrows and sometimes the bulldozers and whatever else.
Citizens engaged in constitutional reform efforts can apply what they have learned from other Native nations' governance experiences and then tailor their own governance conversations to suit their needs.
Somewhere along the line, people started looking at us and thinking in terms of blood quantum, and they started to use it as a way of measuring us. And they sold it to us. They sold it to us so well that we think it's our own idea now. And we're living with it, and we are, as I said yesterday, and one of my favorite phrases these days is, why do we need an oppressor when we do his work so well?
The online Constitutions Resource Center allows account holders to review perspectives of Indigenous citizens and governance experts who are tackling real governance issues that may involve constitution reform or strengthening of existing codes or policies.
Who are we? What do we believe in? What are our core values? And who bears that responsibility to do that? Because nobody is going to do this for us except us. It's going to be me. It's going to be, people individually in my family. Each one of us bears that responsibility, and so we may write them in our Constitution. That was one of the proposed revisions in the Hopi Constitution. This latest version is to include a very extensive list of a Bill of Rights.
Whether Indigenous citizens are having reform conversations for the first time, or their nation has just ratified a new written constitution and citizens are wondering, now what? The Constitution's Resource Center provides information, tools, and resources to address Indigenous governance challenges and is easy to use in a classroom setting, community meeting, or on a mobile device.
Think about how innovative Native nations have been in the structure of their constitutions, in the structure of their legislation, in the structure of their administrative bodies. That innovation, in many cases, the stuff that really works, is because tribes have thought hard about what it is that exists within their histories and their cultures and their ways of doing business. They're going to lead to people really believing in their institutions of government and having them really, really work.
There's people that are looking for these things, and having all of that in one place would be super, to be able to just look at it and say, okay, we can tailor that to our needs. It's, you know, kind of the wheels there, but do we need it for a bumpy road or do we need it for a smooth road? So that would be something that we would have benefited from when we first started it.
The Constitution's Resource Center seeks to unite Indigenous communities in governance dialogue as their citizens try to answer for themselves, who are we and where do we want to go as a nation, and supports Native nations and citizens who are dedicated to strengthening Indigenous governance.